Suncare has been a lifeline to me over the years, initially with the Working Carers program from about 2004. I had wonderful support over that time in the form of respite for myself, because my husband doesn't go into residential respite, and Suncare just made it a lot easier for me to be able to cope.
Suncare has made a big impact on me for quite a few reasons. I had to go into hospital, and I knew that I could rely on Suncare to actually get someone to come out and look after my wife. It certainly made a big improvement with transport. The girls are very good, and we ring up and one time I need transport to go anywhere with myself and Anne. And also the respite centre, it's been good, and my wife's enjoyed it there. It made a big improvement going out and actually meeting other people.
If I didn't have Suncare, I would be an emotional mess. I'm probably talking to Lifeline every day, to be perfectly honest. I have my husband, but he's at work all day and he doesn't see what I have to deal with. We moved into this area about 2 years ago. We don't have any family or anything up here, and I became carer for my dad. He moved up here with us, and he was quite independent, and I just became carer just to keep an eye on his medication and his health. And then a few months ago, he collapsed with a massive blood clot on his lung, and I had to look after him 24/7 for about 3 or 4 weeks, and had no idea where to go for help or any assistance, and was totally stressed out, and came across Suncare when I was on Google one day trying to find something, and Suncare and the Carers Respite group, and they were fantastic. They got me some help straight away, some respite straight away, pointed me in the right direction to get a cat done and things like that. And it just was like a huge load just lifted off my shoulders, because suddenly I didn't have to cope with it all on my own and deal with all the day-to-day needs that he has.
Suncare has been really quite helpful to me in the last few years. My son was diagnosed at the age of 29 with, he's got schizophrenia. I approached Suncare because I was a bit concerned that he was very isolated in the community. He didn't have many friends, and I was hoping for him to be able to get some sort of community support worker or someone visit him on a regular basis, just to make contact with him and go out with him and things like that. So I got in contact with Suncare, and the worker there actually spoke to my son, and she organised for him to have a care worker come and see him. And they stayed together for many, many years. He was an ex-nurse, and he was wonderful company for Aidan.
I've been looking after my mum and dad for like 12 years. When my mum was in hospital once and I needed help with my dad, because I'm a single mum, and I had the CRCC that really helped out. Then now I get like 6 hours covered, funded by Suncare, and it's just the relief knowing I don't have to worry about those finances. In the school holidays, when it's like full on and I have my dad and my daughter can't go anywhere because I can't really take my dad very far. But then when she went to go on this camp, the Young Carers camp, that she met other friends, people that became her friends, and then she found out that they do the same role, and they were really caring friends too, so they were all talking, and she felt like a connection knowing she wasn't the only one having to take people to the bathroom and having to feed them and that, because she's done it all her life, so she's used to that. But it was so nice for her to know that she wasn't alone.
Well, having any sort of connection with other people in the same predicament as you is always really good. I attend the morning teas that they have in all different geographical locations, so you get to meet people in your area who are similar situations as yourself.
Jean has been I first met her, I started off, she was on the switch. There's Jean, and also Carolyn and a few others, Shay and quite a few others, so it's very hard to isolate one person, they're all very good.
Julia Ashworth was the other person that came into being my support worker through that program. And I've just recently reconnected with Julia again through the consumer-directed respite care program.
Michaela and Hannah I've dealt with the most in the Carers Respite Centre, and they're just incredibly empathetic and supportive, and you can just tell them anything, and they're just terrific. Yeah, can't speak highly enough of them.
I'd like to give a shout out to Emma Horsfield, because she was helpful the other day when I called about the funding that I get on a Wednesday, and she sorted something out for me which was getting a bit of an issue, so she sorted that out.
I've got to meet a whole range of different people and gone to many different venues and done a diversity of things that I wouldn't have done had it not been for Suncare.
Julie Ashworth is my lifeline. I called her about 2 weeks ago, and I called actually and I spoke to another lady and I said, is Julia there? She goes, yeah, she'll be in about 11. I said, can you get her to call me? And she called me back, and I was just like a bit of a mess with Julia, but she knows me. She's like, Julie, you have been doing this for a long time. You'll be burnt out by now. So she's like, don't worry, we'll help you on Monday. So she took care of getting a carer for me on Monday. So I had the whole day because I was really burnt out. It was getting too hard, and I just knew if I spoke to her, she would understand, because I wouldn't do it unless it was an absolute emergency. So sorry. So she was like right there when I needed her.
I'd just like to say thank you to all the people who put together events and to provide support to carers.
It's really a great organisation, and their work is much appreciated.
Without Suncare, Dad would probably be in the home a lot sooner, and it's been a lot less strain financially with Suncare there.
Just keep up the good work. Thank you.